All right. Well, I know it's been a while. I haven't had a whole lot to film. I mean, if they don't break down, I can't work on them. And well, I mean, they don't break down. So, only thing to the ZX7. So I don't know if y'all can tell or not how bright it is. I did repaint it. This is the new Kawasaki green, the 06 and 07 ZX10 green, or Kawasaki green period. All new decals, clear coated over. You know, I mean, perfect. I did this old school ZXR. This is on the European 91 through 95. But I mean, I didn't take you all along for that, only because I'm not a professional painter. And I know we're going to get criticized on YouTube or internet, whatever you post, which is totally fine. But I definitely wasn't fixing to get criticized on how I painted this. I didn't... Only thing I wet sanded and polished was the tank. I think it turned out pretty decent. It still has some haze in it. Only polish I have is just the wires. Basically off-the-shelf Walmart stuff. I know it's not the best. I'm sure there's plenty of way better stuff out there, but it would get the haze out. But I mean, it's silky smooth. I sanded it to 3000 grit wet sand, and then I polished it by hand. Maybe that's it because I polished by hand. But the rest is has the orange peel. But I mean, honestly, you can kind of see the orange peel right here. I mean, for a outside in my wood shop paint booth type deal, I think it turned out pretty decent. There are runs. I thought I filled in everything. Obviously, I've fixed it from the backside with fiberglass just to make sure it doesn't break again. But I mean, there's runs, and only because I'm not a professional painter, and I really wasn't paying attention a whole lot. But you can kind of, oh yeah, definitely can see it in the camera here. There's a run there. There's a run here, and that's just the clear coat. I get a little close with the clear coat, but heck, it runs fine. It runs great. I did have to change the rear sprocket and chain. I'm not sure why, because I know the 1000s, the new 1000s, they do the 520 conversion, but I did that, and I rode to my local shopping center, which is Berkshire's. That's what we have, and this is my old sprocket, and it's really not old, unfortunately, but broke some teeth here, tooth there. I think I might be covering up, no. But, and you can tell the teeth, they kind of started getting, they actually started to roll over the other way, the opposite way the chain rolls. I'm not sure why. It broke the chain, and it ended up breaking the chain coming back home. And this was down for a while. But I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm not attempting to sell it. I am trying to sell it. I was like, but you know what? At the time, I'm just going to go ahead and yank, because, of course, the same rims, the back sprocket and chain off, and put it on this. So I did that. And, of course, I've got, I mean, other than this is a 530. That's why I didn't use it. But, I mean, I've got front sprockets, 520 and 525. So I was like, I'll just slap a 525 front sprocket on there and go about my business. So I did that, and it runs fine. We just rode... my dad, me, and then the bike group I ride with, Dallas Bikers United on Facebook. We rode an East Texas ride, about 200 miles from my city, Terrell, up towards Quinlan and Wills Point, down to Canton and Ben Wheeler. We ate at the Forge in Ben Wheeler, Texas. Pretty good place to eat. So I would have taken this. It's much faster and way more comfortable. But... it was down. Oh yeah, this. So I've always had the fuel pump in here always leaking. Not a whole lot. Just you know, if you park the bike and you had the fuel on or had the fuel off, when you turn the key on and turn the hit the switch, you hear the fuel pump prime. To me, that sounds like, you know, it emptied itself out. So I was like, you know what? I got the bright idea. I got a bunch of harnesses over here in this box, trash harnesses basically, and I chopped off a connector, this connector, and I was like, you know what? Because this one actually had some wires spliced together for the fuel pump, but it still worked. It just wasn't hooked up correctly. I was like, that's not right. There's no way. So I wired them perfect, color to color, soldered, heat shrink, the whole 9 yards for a electrical connector. Plugged it in. Somehow, I have no idea how, because no wires touched, and I don't even know why it's like this, but my ECU, it fried cylinder 1 and cylinder 4. So it wasn't sparking on those 2 cylinders. It would start up, but only hit on 2 and 3, which is in the middle. Threw me off. I didn't know. I went through everything. I about pulled the harness off just to go through it completely, but I did not. Only thing I could think of was, let me pull the CDI, because this one, the 03 ZX7, has the exact same plugins. Yes, it's different. The red limiter's different. It's bigger, but other than that, it still plugs in. So, plugged into the ZX9, and lo and behold, started right up, ran perfectly fine. I was like, well, somehow I fried the cylinder 1 and cylinder 4 output on that CDI. So, bought a harness and CDI off of eBay, $150. Waited and waited and waited, and even today, I think I bought that back, man, I don't know, early September. Well, hadn't got it, so I've been messaging the guy, and well, USPS lost it. So he refunded me the money, and that's about the end of that. Luckily, my dad had a 93 through 95 ZX7 CDI. Plugs in, works fine. Only thing is, the rev limiter is set at 15,000. The ZX9, it shows that 14, yeah, right. Really, red line's about 12.5. Anything higher than that, you have a very, very good possibility of the piston tapping a valve and popping the engine. Because unlike this engine, and unlike the 92K model, this has a single valve spring setup in the head. So you have one valve spring per valve. Let me open this up real fast. So you have one big valve spring, and that's it. I wouldn't say I'm very strong, but I can kind of squeeze this. So you can imagine at 15,000 RPM, that's not really doing a whole lot. So this bike and the K and the M model, 93, 95. I don't have one actually. Whatever. There is actually a smaller. No, none. Anyways, there's a smaller valve spring that goes inside of here. Focus. There we go. And it makes it stiffer, obviously, for higher RPM. So I didn't have one of those, and the ZX9 motor doesn't have one. It just has a single spring. So we're just not doing that until I build my engine, which is here. But I'm not sure, and this is my ported head. I've dimple ported the intake, left everything else alone. Exhaust, I ported and polished it. The chambers I left alone, basically. I mean, I touched on them, but I didn't do a whole lot. But the exhaust, I did port and polish completely. I plan on putting the ZX9 motor in my ZX7. That's my kind of my end goal with this, because I don't want to get rid of this. I already did once, and I regretted it every day for 1.5 years, almost 2 years. So what I'm going to do, I think it's BRG. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's the exact, but they have a kit to where this B model ZX9 engine will bolt directly into here. And you can of course shave off the upper motor mount just a little bit for this to fit, but then you couldn't put the factory ZX7 motor back in, and that's what I want to happen. I want to be able to, if the B model motor tanks, after I rebuild it, if it just locks up, I can put the ZX7 motor back in, and it'll have a complete running back, just a 750 again, like original. This one, I'll do it in this one, but this is lighter, and if it fits, hey, why not? You already, it's definitely probably already 50 pounds lighter, completely factory. But with the ZX10 kit, I mean, I guarantee there's a 100-pound difference between these two bikes, guaranteed. With the conversion, and then little things like my Attack Kawasaki rear sets versus the factory ZX9 with the ZX7 peg, because the ZX9 pegs are actually pretty heavy. So I went ahead and swapped that. I mean, I don't have the passenger pegs anymore. Took them out. Really, that's about it for weight loss. They make a few other things, like they make this in aluminum. They make the clock holders in aluminum, and they make the radiator mount aluminum as well. But it's like $300, and it's like, I think 310 grams, only because it's in overseas. So I haven't done the math yet on to see how much it is, how much weight savings it is. But that's really about it. Sorry, this is kind of just a rambling one. I didn't, in case anybody was frequently following my YouTube page, I didn't want to think that I just quit and decided not to do anything anymore. I just was nothing really to film. I don't have a project bike or anything yet. I'm obviously looking all the time, but I don't. I will show you. I don't think I showed you the Scott Russell helmet that I got. It's actually signed by Scott Russell on the bottom. And then I recently bought a Colin Edwards helmet. I already had one, of course, but I mean, $50, couldn't pass that up. Oh, also a Miguel Duhamel shark helmet. So I got that for $50. I got that for $50, and this is my most expensive one that I'm not even gonna wear. I actually bought that for $275, only because, you know, Scott Russell, he rode ZX7. That's exactly the same helmet. So couldn't pass that up when I found it. And I guess I'll pull it off the wall so I can show you the signature. Sun on the back. Pretty sweet sticker. I wish I had it off so I could just put it in my sticker collection, because I do have one of those. I think I probably have around 500 stickers or so. But yeah, this is just a rambling kind of little video. I apologize for that. No working or no weird tips or tricks that I have for these older bikes. I guess I can show you rebuilding ZX10 rear master cylinder. Pretty simple. I mean, blow some air through the inlet, I guess, for the rear brake cable or hose. I guess it pops this out, and it's got two. This is the main one that sits inside. This sits inside also. This is kind of like a wiper. This one was actually froze. I bought it specifically for the pad spring that's in here to hold kind of tension, because I actually lost it on the ZX7. It broke and the whole ordeal, but I put it on the ZX9 because that's actually what needed it. So I took everything off of this bike to put on this bike to ride. But rebuild kit is right there. For some reason, that rebuild kit that I bought actually had two in it. So I'm sure it's probably for another bike, but it works. So I'm going to get off of here just because it is 9 o'clock. I'm sure my daughter will be home anytime now. That's really it. Oh yeah, I replaced my glass. But that really doesn't matter. Alright, talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.